Tag Master drivers coming down out of the kink. Robbie Mott and Anthony Honeywell bringing them down. Guys, let's go racing. Green flag flies, and great start for Ethan Wilson as he is able to get right by Anthony Honeywell, slots into second place, and then David Brigande holding on to fourth. Good start as all of our Tag Master drivers get away from that opening corner cleanly, and you see all of them making their way out of turns 4 and 5, heading down into 6. Oh, Tommy Veith goes for a spin. You hate to see that.
That's the man of the people.
Is that number 3? That looks
That's
like
Donnie Cluck.
But hold on. Donnie is .3. Oh. So let's confirm this as we got a battle for the lead. Honeywell to the inside of Mott in 7. New leader, Ethan Wilson to the front. And he's got Anthony Honeywell breathing down Mott's back right now as they come down to complete the opening lap. Oh, no, I think you're right. I think you're right, Artie. It was Donnie Cluck who spun as he continues to fall down the order. Now Robbie Mott's going to take a look to the inside for the lead. Mott to the inside. He's right there. They're wheel to wheel out of 3. They head for 4. Wilson still out in front. Mott in second. Honeywell in third. And then way back and forth, it's David Brigande. And rounding out the top 5, you have Alex Laughlin. Good look there by Robbie Mott to try and challenge Ethan Wilson, Artie.
Yeah, a little breakaway by the top 3.
Yeah, that front pack checking out right now. Does Mott have something for Wilson here in these opening laps?
I think so. I mean, he seems to have the speed.
How important is it to bide your time? It's sprint racing. It's a short 18-lap race, but on the other side of the coin, it's a long 18-lap race. You hear drivers into the barriers.
Looks like Wilson get a little bit of a gap on Robbie.
Robbie's going to the carburetor there, coming out of the hairpin.
Was he?
Yeah. He lost a lot of time, actually.
I think Honeywell might try and get him here in 3, maybe.
Yeah, Honeywell's going to challenge Mott. Not close enough to really throw it into the inside of 3 yet.
Robbie Mott's running the Rock TT, right?
Yeah.
The Rock motor.
Yeah, because he had those electrical issues on the grid where he was smoking yesterday afternoon. So we're going to watch that pass for the lead. Once again, here's Ethan Wilson, throws it down to the inside and turns on. And you can see Mott going opposite lock, turning the wheel all the way to the right despite turning left. So you can see just how slick the track is out there right now. Ethan Wilson pulling a gap right now on Robbie Mott. Last time by, the gap from first to second was 0.7 of a second. I imagine it's going to be over 1 second this time as Mott has his hands full. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be over a second. 1.6 seconds the lead Ethan Wilson has over Robbie Mott and Anthony Honeywell. Ethan Wilson, a newcomer to this race. It's his first time here, and he goes purple, 52.443. Fastest man out on the track right now. In second, there you see Robbie Mott. Third place, Anthony Honeywell right behind him. Fourth place is still Brigande. Fifth place is Miguel Garcia. Hey, I met David Brigande in an In-N-Out in Tucson, Arizona. That was pretty cool. Gary Butler in 6th, Dean Boyd 7th, Kurt Fisher, your boy already up into 8th, Drew Neubauer 9th, Steve Clark rounds out your top 10. Johnny, I believe you were going to say something about In-N-Out?
No, I don't see those very often from where I'm from, but I do enjoy my In-N-Out.
You know what you should really get to enjoy? Have you had the chance to visit a Whataburger down here in Texas?
I actually haven't.
Oh, you're missing out, son.
They're pretty good.
Maybe tonight.
At least before you get to the airport tomorrow. Whenever you fly, you have to stop at In-N-Out. Artie, we stopped there at like midnight after building the track Friday night, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. That was a good meal.
After all that hard work you guys put in, I think that was a very good meal.
We still never went to Chick-fil-A.
And they're closed on Sunday.
Ah.
Bummer. Look at this fight for second right now. Robbie Mott still trying to hold off Anthony Honeywell, and all the while, Ethan Wilson is gone. Purple again for Wilson, 52.408. That's a really good lap. The lead 2.2 seconds. Honeywell hasn't really closed up onto Mott at all. It's still about a half a car length back from the 15 of Mott back to the number 3 of Honeywell. Actually, it's the 76. He's in race monitor as number 3, but Honeywell racing with his traditional number of 76. Wilson, for the first lap of this race, does not go purple, meaning he's not the fastest driver on the track. He backs it down to a 52.694. Mott gets quicker, a 52.7, but still not as fast as your leader, Ethan Wilson. Johnny, if you're Robbie Mott and Anthony Honeywell, guys who have been at this race the last couple of years, you've been paying your dues, winning these things, putting in the work, and then here comes this kid from California, Ethan Wilson, his first time at the race, and he's just showing you a clinic. What are you thinking about that?
I don't know. I mean, it's too bad the rain came. Robbie was super fast in the dry, but I don't know if that's what the difference is here. Ethan really maybe put on the right setup this morning. learned a few things from yesterday.
You know what I think it is, honestly, Johnny, and tell me if you think I'm wrong, but not that Robbie's not a great street racer, but man, a guy who knows street racing is Ethan Wilson. That guy, he's won at the Super Nationals. He's won at the Lancaster Grand Prix. He's won at a lot of temp circuits, and I think this is really suiting his style right now.
Yeah, I believe Robbie does quite a few street races as well. But Ethan, apparently combined with the rain and the street circuit, is his preference right now.
Boy, look at the gap right now as we talk about Robbie Mott.
Yeah.
Look at the gap from first to second, and then look at the gap from second to third. Yeah, there you see the 76. He looks over his left shoulder. That is Anthony Honeywell. Ethan Wilson goes purple again. Fastest driver on track as you see him. He just laid down a 52.169. Mott 0.4 of a second slower, 52.5. Honeywell's a 52.7. Miguel Garcia runs fourth. David Pregande slips down to fifth. Gary Butler sixth. Dean Boyd, Paul Jones, Kurt Fisher, and Drew Neubauer round out your top 10.
I think we're going to do a run through here, Tony.
Let's see who that is. The Ital Kart going by us. That would have been the number 99 of Alex Laughlin. Then you have Tom Erlinson, Donnie Cluck, who spun on that opening lap already, as you pointed out. And Cluck seems to have not even completed the opening lap, as we have no laps completed or a race time for him. So as they run, it's Tom Erlinson in 17th, Alex Laughlin 16th, Steve Clark. Not a great day for him. He's fallen all the way to 15th. Chris Gardner, a buddy of Tommy Veith, he's in 15th. Tommy Veith just got around him. Veith 14th. He was involved in a really bad crash yesterday in practice. Tommy was. Put his helmet all the way back in the fence. It ripped off the rear fin of his helmet, but thankfully he's back. He's got a backup helmet, and he's here racing in the main event.
Wilson was trying to reach for some radiator tape, but couldn't get it in time before the corner came up. That radiator is almost fully covered.
Well, yeah, and as cool as it is right now,
yeah,
it's kind of a surprise, but he must be heating up the engine a little bit more than he'd like.
Oh, he's got one of those
Oh, it's a
pull-down
rain
things.
guard. Okay, yeah. It's not tape. It's just a slider.
Fancy.
Well, when you're up front and you lead as many races as Ethan does, you're going to afford to have some nice stuff. It's about 52 degrees right now here, just southeast of Austin, Texas. I'm not really good with globes or maps, but it's about 52 degrees, slight rain showers in the Austin area. We look at the forecast, starting about 4 o'clock again, pretty good chances of rain showers. That's in an hour. Guys, we only have one race left after this, so I'm willing to bet we're going to miss the heavy stuff. That's the good news.
Yeah, I was looking this morning on my phone, and it said like a flash flood warning for this area tonight at
You know what?
7 p.m. hour.
Something about these people from Texas, they don't handle the cold real well down here. They're tough, but
Yeah,
man, when it starts to get a little cold or rainy, they shut stuff down around here.
That'll weaken just about anybody.
Yeah, unless you're used to it, I'd say.
Yeah.
Ethan Wilson seems to be used to it. There you see Robbie Mott in second. The gap now is 3.5 seconds, and Ethan Wilson with 8 laps to go this time at the line. He looks really good. His hands are so quiet. What does that mean? Are they not yelling, Artie?
No, his hands are not yelling. No, it just means he's got control and he's comfortable out there. And being comfortable in the rain is good, but you don't want to get overconfident.
Yeah, look at that's a great shot right there of his hands. Great camera work being brought to us by the folks here at Kart Racing Network. And you know what? We should give them a shout out too, because Steve Flatt was in here talking about how the officials and the staff and the city workers here from Lockhart are outside braving these conditions. But how about the cameramen and women from the Kart Racing Network? When you can see an awesome shot like that, where you see just how little Ethan Wilson's hands are working, they've got cameramen and women positioned all the way around this racetrack. Jeff Franz and his staff really braving the conditions this weekend. The Kart Racing Network cameramen and women doing a great job, don't you think, Artie?
Yeah. This is my first encounter with the Kart Racing Network, and it's been really impressive, and I really like working with him. Jeff Franz is a good guy, and he's pretty funny.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, the camera work, the HD, the high quality of the shots here is really just impressive. These guys are doing a great job. I do want to give a shout out talking about video streaming. I'm not sure if he's watching right now. He's probably out partying or doing something fun. Carl Rickert, my friend from the Florida Winter Tour, he's been streaming some races. It's been good to work with him, and it's always fun to be reunited with my good friends here at the Kart Racing Network. I sound like Ken Walker when I say that, but they are good friends.
Sounding like Ken Walker is not a bad thing.
I would love to one day be compared to Mr. Walker, and I don't know if Jeff would ever agree to being called my friend, nor Michael Scott, but they're two cool guys. And even if they may not say they're my friends, I'm going to call them my friends. Good thing they can't hear what we're saying right now.
Yeah, Ethan Wilson out there with a pretty healthy lead.
He looks over
Robbie
his right
Mott.
shoulder. He doesn't see anything there.
Look at him, you can almost see his eyes.
Yeah, with that clear visor.
Yeah, you can almost see his face in there. He looks kind of mad.
Why? He looks focused is what he looks to me. Ethan Wilson, the eyes of a very determined driver. You know, I talked to Ethan. It sounds like he may be starting to sort of shuffle his way out of karting. He says he's bought a car and he's going to go racing with it this year. He says the state of karting, unfortunately, politically, is just really not where he wants to be right now. Ethan Wilson, I think we're hearing that from a few drivers. Brian McCaddy, Johnny, is here this weekend. He's sold all of his karting stuff. He's going drag racing.
Yeah, some of the series don't keep the same motors as the previous year, so all these guys have stockpiled their personal best engines. And when they can't use those in the following year, they really don't want to have to buy a whole new set of engines. So his way out is just to go stock or go drag racing, which he actually is very good at. I've seen some of his pictures and his videos from that. He's really good at it.
Yeah, it was interesting to see Brian. He's tuning on the driver you just saw pass under your screen, Anthony Honeywell. Tommy Veith bought a lot of, if not all of Brian's stuff. So it's tough to see good guys in the sport like Brian start to make their way out, but you know, karting is a transition sport.
Yep.
Normally it's reserved for the younger kids, but you can still see anybody like Ethan Wilson or Brian McCaddy make their way onto something bigger, and not necessarily better, but just different.
Yeah, changes are inevitable, and some people won't agree with them, and some people will.
You know what isn't inevitable? How fast Ethan Wilson is going right now. I realize that made no sense, but he is purple once again, 52.035. This late in the race, he's going to come up to see 4 laps to go, and he is still hauling out there right now. And we see a good battle for 5th right now. That's David Pregande in the Arrow, and he's trying to get around the Ital Kart of Miguel Garcia. You see it right there. It's the battle for 4th. Miguel Garcia holds the position, and then David Pregande.
Got some yellow flags waving.
Yeah, I saw that. I wonder what the issue is. Can't see any karts off. They look like they pulled the yellow. But the 79 of Garcia right now in that Ital Kart, leading Pregande, the battle for 4th. 4 laps to go for your leader, Ethan Wilson. Let's look at the deficit, 7.1 seconds. He's running away from these guys right now. There they go by us.
This battle for 5th will be interesting to see because it's the last trophy.
Yeah,
position.
exactly. It's the last trip to the podium. There you see the 006 of John Garvish. He's having problems out of the kink, or actually he's just letting these faster drivers go by. No, that's Garvish. Garvish was in 4th, and he was slow in the kink, so Garvish, I thought he was lap traffic for a moment because he was slow, and then he got back to pace, but Garvish was in 4th in that CRG, and you're going to see him at the bottom of your screen right there.
This
and
turns for a battle for 4th then.
Yeah, and he just let Garcia and Pregande go by. The plot thickens as the wheel turns here in Texas. So not sure, there's something definitely wrong with the 006 of John Garvish. Not as cool as the 007, but still pretty cool, the 006. Kart racer by day, something else by night maybe for John Garvish. He's really got issues with that kart though, guys. He's slow on the exit of turn number 9, the final corner, and there you see the 608 of David Pregande chasing down the 79 of Miguel Garcia. That is the battle for 4th. And the 006 of Garvish still trying to keep.
He's getting hounded by Paul Jones.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, that's for 5th.
Yeah.
The last podium position.
There goes Robbie Mott by us to lay down another lap. He sees 2 to go. He's 6.3 seconds behind, and there's a fight for 5th right there as you see it on your screen. The 006 is going to give way to Paul Jones. The 67T gets around him. Yeah, troubles for that 006 CRG kart. Not sure what's going on there. The 67 of Paul Jones turns the corner. Turn number 7 heading for the hairpin. As we look for Ethan Wilson out on the track, your leader with a healthy margin, 6.3 seconds. There goes your new 5th place driver, Paul Jones. Oh, and the 006 spins, so Garvish's day gets worse, and that's Anthony Honeywell right behind Ethan Wilson. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Tommy Veith. They look so similar. Honeywell's helmet looks a lot like Tommy Veith, so I apologize. That's Tommy Veith. Going one lap down, I was confused. I was like, wow, how did Anthony Honeywell get so much faster all of a sudden? And where, more importantly, did second-place driver go? Robbie Mott. But that's not the case. Ethan Wilson making his way out of turn 5. He'll head into the turn 6, putting him out onto Commerce Street one last time. Guys, for never being at this race before, he's watched it on KR in the last couple of years. He told me he's always wanted to come and do this race. And he showed up. He's been fast in the dry. He's been fast in the wet. He's out front right now and making his way around the courthouse one last time. Ladies and gentlemen, your Tag Master winner, Ethan Wilson. Look at that.